Hey guys, welcome back. So we still haven't got the shop finished yet, but we're working on it. I have so many projects going on right now, and it gets so overwhelming at sometimes, but we're gonna persevere. We're gonna make it through, get done with these jobs, get this shop up and running, and then we're gonna start making some cool projects. What we're gonna do today is I'm gonna show you how I made the doors for the bathroom vanity with very simple tools. Now, not everybody's gonna have a router or a router station, or they're not gonna have, a full setup to do all kinds of different doors. These are just very basic doors using very basic tools. A handheld router, a Craig, pocket hole screws, a clamp, a sander, and we can make the doors. So let's go ahead and get these doors. So the first thing I like to do is I like to mark what side that I'm going to use for the face. And we do that by just looking at the boards. So we're going to use this for the face. And we're going to use this for the face. So I write an F on it for face. This is the back of the board that we can put the pocket holes on. Now, there's two things we got to remember when we're doing this. The first thing is when you do the pocket holes, you got to keep them at least a ½ inch away from the inside corner. So, which is this? Right here. You got to keep it about a half away. If you can do a little bit more, I make all my doors 2 1/4. But you don't want to get the router bit into the pocket hole. Hits the screw, burns out the blade. Believe me, I've done that 3 or 4 times. So let's go ahead and start making these pockets. So what I do is I line the board up to the one edge of the pocket hole. I line that up to the inside mark where the Craig jig actually stops. And what that enables me to do is for me to have enough distance to stay away from the inside corner. So we do that on both sides. All right. So as you guys can see, I am more than a ½ inch away from the pocket hole. So when I go ahead and I do the routing, it's not gonna nail the bit. That way I get a precise mark every single time by just using the Craig jig itself. And there we go. They're even on both sides, right there and right there. Perfectly dead center in the middle. A Craig, great invention. So that's the first one. And it comes out perfect every time. Hope you guys can see that. Hope it's focusing. All right, so next thing. So the hardest thing about doing this is you have to put it together and then take it apart. Put it together and then take it apart. So what I mean by that is so as of right now, I am not going to glue anything. I'm going to line it all up. This way I'm 100% when I go ahead. Okay. Now we got it where we want it. All right, so now we're going to take some pocket hole, some screws. always remove the battery before you're gonna change out your router bit. Accidents can happen, and it will rip your hand to shreds, especially if you have a new blade. So make sure you remove the battery before you switch the blade. It was here. What? It's escaped. Okay, here it is. So the other thing I like to do is I like to make a template. Now, all of these doors, they need to match the other doors. And some people can do it off of eye or measurements, or, there's quite a few ways of doing it. But I found that the best way to do it is to make a template. And that's what we have right here. So we have one on the left and one on the right. And there's a reason for that. So what I do is I take the router. Okay. So we have the router depth set with the template. Now what we do is we turn it over. Now I'm pretty sure it's going to hit the table. Well, no, this one won't hit the table. So that's a good thing. But the other one definitely will. Always do the front side first. There's also a reason for that. The front side is what makes the depth for the dado. If you do the dado first, when you go to ride the bearing across to make the cove, what's going to end up happening, it's going to sink into the dado, and, well, then the door is ruined. Make sure you keep the router flush, flat, right to the doors. So you remember when I said that very important for you to do the dado last. The reason for that is when you're doing the dado will hit the bottom. Once you find the right depth, the right bearing for the collet, the right everything, you want to make a template. And that will help you get every door exactly the same. Now we just place it in, and we lower it until it's 100% sitting right in the dado. Alright, that's perfect. So the reason why I do this is so that the router bit doesn't hit the surface. Just make sure that when you are doing this, you hold it down. Because if it gets away from you, well, it's done. Alright, here we go. So when you get done, it should look like this, guys. Beautiful. Alright, so now we're only going to release one side, and there's also a reason for that. I do not have my table saw yet, but it's coming. So we'll use the Milwaukee like we always have. Now you don't have to, if you don't have a sander, you can use a regular sanding pad. much easier to sand the panel when it's out than when it's in. Now we'll put it back in there. She should be beautiful. Alrighty then, beautiful. So what we need to do right now is glue it up. Don't glue the panel. Hey guys, so I do apologize. I guess I ran out of space on the memory card, so it stopped recording. So it didn't pick up the last bits and pieces that I wanted to show you guys. So I don't have any more poplar to make any more doors to reshoot the video. So I just wanted to let you guys see the final product and let you guys see how it came out when it was all finished. So this is the partial finished door right here. So this is the partial finished door. So I'm not gonna cover these holes up. I don't think there's any need to do that. So I'm just going to leave those open, but what I do want to show you guys is the actual finish, the complete finished project. So this would be a finished door, completely finished. It's glazed. It has 5 layers on this. So 2 different types of primer, and then it has some kind of ceramic paint, if I'm saying it right, or epoxy paint. It has something like that, the paint to put on now. We got the handle in to open the door. As I said, I'm not going to fill these. There's no need to fill these on this vanity. So this is it. You know, this is everything. I did change my mind at the very end and to put a slight bevel. I hope you guys can see this, but I put a slight bevel right along the edge. I'm not sure what the bit is called. Like I said, I'm not a professional woodworker. I just know how to do some things. But I can show you guys the vanity, so let me show you that. Oh, that's just a cutting board that I made from scraps that we had left over from an existing cutting board that we bought. So this is the vanity right here. So that's what we're going to install in the renovation home. And that cutting board also is going in there. So here's another door right here. Now this one we started putting the hinges on. Hope you guys can see that. We started doing the hinges. But I think it turned out very well. Everything is, like I said, either glazed or epoxy paint. I'm not really sure 100%. But I know it's 100% waterproof and smooth. And we have a coat of wax on it. The same with the doors. Here's a close-up shot of the doors. I think it came out really beautiful. It's nice and smooth, and it's gonna hold up very well to the environment in the bathroom with steam, or especially in the cold environment. It's also gonna hold up very well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this simple door build. You guys can do this with very simple tools. Like I said, I used a impact. I used a what is Milwaukee calling this thing? The drill driver. You can use any type of drill that you have. I used the Craig pocket hole jig and a regular hand router. And you know, these doors, they go together very easy. There's so many things you can do with them. You can put a different router bit. You can put a cove on the inside. You can bevel around, put a round over if that's what you choose. Or you can put OG style doors in this if you have a big router. You can't put an OG style with a handheld router or a trim router. But there's so many things you can do with these type of doors that the possibility is endless. I had some ideas of putting a design here that I bought, but unfortunately the design is 14 inches and this is only 9.5 inches on the opening, I do believe. Yeah, 9.25 inches. So unfortunately it wouldn't fit, but other than that, I think it looks really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you find these videos interesting, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, share the video, give me a thumbs up. The videos will get better, bigger projects coming, and I will see you guys on the next one. Ciao.